So I'll put this down here. So now it's running. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
And then let's sit back here. We can turn. Why don't we can turn the screen.
I think this is okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. You are in the center.
Okay. So there's 3 people. Good morning. Can you hear me? Oh, hi, Eric. Hope you're doing well. So we'll just wait a few minutes for more people to join, and then we'll get started with our animal friends. Do you want to come? You want to sit? Wait a couple minutes, and then at 9:30 we'll start.
Okay. In the beginning.
Oh, okay. No. Hi, Alice. Hi. Sorry, I can't see very clear. Dweimers. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. Is this sound loud enough for everybody? Okay, great. Thank you. Great. Welcome, Patrick. Welcome, Donald. Welcome, Alice. Welcome, Eric. We'll just give people another minute or two, and then we'll start. It's a beautiful day today. It's a good day to be outside. Me and my wife Shoko are going to take a picnic after church today because the weather's so good. Alice says hi, Shoko.
Oh, hi. Yes.
Thank you, Alice. Yeah, to go kayaking. Today would be a beautiful day to go kayaking. Actually, we were out yesterday and we saw all kinds of boats on the river, lots of kayaks, some bigger boats too, but a lot of people in kayaks. Yeah, it'd be really nice. So it's after 9:30, so I think we can get going. So hi everyone, I'm Joe, and this is Shoko. And we have some friends to introduce to you today. We have our friend Yak. We have our friend Goat. We have our friend Bear. We have one more friend, Miss Dog. What about you? Do you have any stuffed animals? Or did you when you were a kid? And what kind are they? Welcome, Matt, also. Matt, Juliet, and Duncan, thank you for joining us. So I just introduced some of the friends that are with us today, and the question I raised was, who has a stuffed animal either currently or when they were a child, and what kind? Duncan has a stuffed monkey. Nice. Monkey's a good one. What's the monkey's name? Donald has a llama and a car. Cool. Very nice. Do they have names? Patrick has a bus and a doggy. Wow. So both animals and vehicles. That's really cool. Nathaniel got a stuffed parrot. Awesome. In Panama. Wow. That's really cool. And Duncan's monkey name is the sound a monkey makes. Ooh, 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 ooh ah, ah. That's a very good name for a monkey. Does the llama or the doggy or the parrot have a name? Matt had a Canadian goose. Cool. Rebecca writes that they have a lot of penguins. Wow, we have all different kinds of animals and from different parts of the animal kingdom. No, Daddy has a, Matt says, no, Daddy has a pillow. Owls, cool, a lot of birds. Parrots, penguins, and owls. The doggy's name is Doggy. Well, that's a great name. Yeah, that's very appropriate. What do y'all like to do with your stuffed animals? Hi, Julia. Welcome. Rebecca writes that like to keep them and never give them. Just like kind of hold them, maybe. Never give them away. Yeah. Yeah. Well, stuffed animals are very special, so we want to keep them close. Patrick and Donald demonstrate how they cuddle by squeezing mom's head. Well, yes, you could squeeze your mom's head, or you could squeeze your stuffed animals. They're nice and fluffy and fun to hold close to you. This bear is very, very cuddly. This yak is kind of cuddly, and this goat is not so cuddly. Cozy and snuggly, right, yes. Oh, so Duncan snuggled with Ooh Ah Ah the monkey so much that the stuffing was starting to come out. That's a lot of snuggling. Other than snuggling, are there other things you'd like to do with your stuffed animals? Watching television, watching movies, going on adventures. Anything else you like to do together? We celebrate their birthdays. Cool. Are their birthdays different from the kids' birthdays? Nathaniel says playing games. Yeah, playing games with stuffed animals. Duncan also sometimes I play games with Monkey. Nice. Yeah, and some stuffed animals have their own birthdays. You could have birthday parties, feed them cake and cupcakes and ice cream. I bet that they would like that. Yeah, Julia suggests that maybe the birth date is the purchase date. That could be. Nathaniel says Beanie Boos have birthdays. Yeah, that's true. You could give them their own party and give them gifts that just they would like. They come with them on the tags. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they have their birthday written on. Thank you, Kate. The llama travels with Anne. Today we're at Grandpa and Grandma's house. Oh, in New York, and she's with us. Nice. Yeah, one good thing about stuffed animals is you can bring them with you. They can ride in the car with you or on the airplane with you. They can go all around the world. Thankfully, they don't need a passport of their own. Otherwise, that would create some problems. Juliet says her dolls, rather than her stuffed animals, have birthdays. Yeah, that could be the case too. Not all stuffed animals have birthdays. But dolls, yeah, you could have some good parties with your dolls. Who is the horned stuffed animal? So this is a goat. This is a goat. Goat, yak, bear, and then Tibetan Mastiff, we just call dog. Dog. Well, I see it's almost time to start the lesson, so I'm going to ring the bell. So Alice notes that travel caution when traveling with animals, stuffed animals especially. That's a good point. So I'm going to ring the bell, and before I ring the bell, everybody, let's put our finger up like this. And when you hear the bell, we keep it up like this, and when the bell starts to get quieter and quieter, we put the finger down until you can't hear the bell anymore, okay? So I'm going to ring the bell now. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. So let's begin our church school lesson for today. So this is a story about yak, bear, and goat, and a problem that happened to them at church school not so long ago. Now, Yak and Goat are good friends. They've been friends for a long time, and they like to hang out together. They go bike riding together. They go bike riding together. They watch movies together. And they even go to church school together. Church school. One Sunday when they were at church school, they were sitting together along with their friend Bear. Goat was really hungry, and his stomach was making hungry sounds during the lesson part of church school. Goat's stomach was going gurgle, gurgle, gurgle because he was so hungry. And it kept going gurgle, gurgle, gurgle during work time also. Goat was so hungry that he was super excited when craft time finally ended and they could begin feast. At the start of feast, Yak, Goat, and Bear were waiting for their teacher, Miss Dog, to hand out the snacks. Miss Dog said a prayer to bless the food, and then she started to pass out some delicious looking cookies. Miss Dog gave one cookie to each of the students. One cookie to Yak, one cookie to Goat, and one cookie to Bear. When Goat saw his cookie, he felt really happy and excited. He stuffed the cookie into his mouth, gobbled it all up, and thought, that's a delicious cookie. But then his excitement quickly turned to sadness. He looked down at the table and he saw that he had no more cookies. He had eaten his cookie very quickly, and his stomach was still going gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. What should I do, thought Goat. I'm out of cookies, but I'm still so hungry. Without thinking, Goat reached out his hand and quickly grabbed the cookie Miss Dog had just given to Yak. He shoved it into his mouth and he ate the whole thing before Yak could even say a word. Yak was upset with Goat, and Yak said, Goat, that's not fair. You shouldn't take my cookie. But Goat said, who cares, Yak? I was hungry, so I took it, and if I'm hungry next Sunday, I'll take your cookie again. Well, a week went by, and soon Yak, Goat, and Bear were back together again at church school. Just like last Sunday, Goat was really hungry again, and his stomach was making gurgle gurgle sounds throughout the lesson and craft time. Miss Dog again brought cookies for feast, and when she was passing them out, Goat was getting hungrier and hungrier. He said to himself, last week I got 2 cookies. This week I want 3. So when Miss Dog gave him a cookie, Goat ate the whole thing in just one bite. And then before his classmates even touched theirs, he quickly snatched Yak's cookie and Bear's cookie, and he stuffed them in his mouth. Yak turned to Bear and said, Bear, what Goat is doing is not right. Let's tell him to stop. Bear agreed. So Yak and Bear both said to Goat, Goat, it's not fair to take other students' cookies. If you don't stop, we're going to tell Miss Dog. But Goat laughed at them and said, last week I got Yak's cookie. This week I got your cookie too, Bear. Neither of you can stop me from getting as many cookies as I want. Well, another week went by, and Yak, Goat, and Bear were back together again at church school. Just like last Sunday, Goat was really hungry again. Miss Dog, again, brought cookies for feast. And when she was passing them out, Goat said to himself, "Last week I got both Yaks and Bears cookies. I bet I can get them again." So when Miss Dog gave him his cookie, Goat quickly ate it, and then he turned to steal Yak's cookie. But this time, when Goat grabbed Yak's cookie, Yak turned to Miss Dog and said, "Miss Dog, every week Goat tries to steal our cookies. He took mine a couple times, and he also took Bear's cookie last week. Now he's trying to do it again." Miss Dog said, "Is that true, Goat? You know, it's not right to take others' cookies." But Goat said, "No, Miss Dog, I didn't do anything wrong. One cookie isn't enough, and I'm very hungry." Weeks went by, and every Sunday, Goat tried to steal cookies from Yak and Bear. Sometimes Yak and Bear ate their cookies very quickly before Goat could take them. But sometimes Goat was so fast that he swiped their cookies before Yak or Bear could stop him. Goat even did not listen to Miss Dog when she told him that he wasn't allowed to steal cookies in church school. Goat felt pretty happy and proud of himself. But little by little, something happened inside of Goat. The first few times he stole the cookies, Goat was really excited. But after several weeks, he started to feel not so good. God was working inside Goat to show him that what he was doing wasn't right. Goat began to feel kind of bad for taking his friend's food, and he started thinking that maybe stealing the cookies every week was a mean thing to do. Goat decided to show Yak and Bear that he was sorry for taking their cookies. So the next Sunday, Goat went to the supermarket before church school and he bought a big box of cookies. The Chips Ahoy kind, with Reese's Pieces. So Goat took the box to church school and he said, "Miss Dog, may I say something to the class?" "Go ahead, Goat," said Miss Dog. "I'm sorry, Yak and Bear, for taking your cookies. You and Miss Dog told me to stop, but I didn't listen to you. I feel bad for what I did, so I brought cookies for us all to enjoy." Yak and Bear forgave Goat, and they all enjoyed snack time together. The end. So the point of today's lesson is how to deal with the faults of others when other people do something bad. And so the first time that Goat stole Yak's cookie, Yak went to Goat privately and said, "Goat, that was a bad thing to do. You shouldn't do that." Then when it happened also to Bear, Yak and Bear went together to Goat and said together, "Goat, that's not good. You shouldn't do that." Then when it kept happening, Yak went to Miss Dog and said, "Miss Dog, there's something bad happening here that shouldn't be happening." And then Miss Dog talked to Goat. And then finally, they let God work in Goat's heart. And in that way, Goat was changed and he realized that what he was doing was bad and it was kind of mean to his friends. So I wonder what you think about this story. Maybe for a first question, I wonder how do you think that Bear and Yak felt when Goat took their cookies? Thank you, Kimberly. If you were Yak or if you were Bear, how would you feel? Yeah, Juliet says bullied. Yeah. Goat was kind of like a bully, basically stealing cookies from his classmates. Duncan says, sad at the beginning, happy at the end. Yeah, that's a really good point. Why were you happy at the end, Duncan? Rebecca writes, they felt sad and mad. Yeah, I think they did feel sad and mad, especially because Goat was supposed to be their friend, but he was taking their stuff. Duncan says, happy at the end because the Goat gave them the cookies. Yeah, that's right. He really made it up to his friends by bringing the whole box. I guess he felt kind of bad for what he did, so he wanted to show his friends that he was sorry. The kids like that word, yeah. And Alice writes it meant that they could be friends again, right? Matt thinks make America goat again, right? that would be an interesting campaign slogan. uh, um, I have a second question for you. If you saw Goat stealing Yaks and Bear's cookies, what might you say to Goat? If you were sitting here, maybe you're sitting right here with these three friends, and you see Yak stealing the cookies, what might you say? Any ideas? Maybe this is the church school feast table, and you're sitting here, or maybe you're sitting here. Yeah, Duncan says, tell my friend to stop. Yeah, good point, Duncan. Yeah, you could just tell Goat that's not a good thing to do. Anne writes, hey Goat, why are you taking the cookies? Yeah. And Autumn says she wouldn't say anything to Goat, only to Miss Dog. Yeah, you could also tell Miss Dog, then she could talk with Goat. Great, yeah, Donald says, hey Goat, why are you taking the cookies? Yeah, that's a good question to ask Goat. You could just say directly to him, yeah, what's going on here? Alice writes, I don't know what I'd say because in the moment I would be shocked. I'd have to think about it. Yeah, that's true. You might not know right away what to say. Maybe if you thought about it for a while, maybe when you went home, you might ask your parents. Yeah, maybe you could ask someone what they think you should say. Marion writes, Goat needs to eat breakfast before church school. Yes, he's coming to church school quite hungry, so maybe it would help if he had a bigger breakfast. Juliet agrees with Marion. Yes. And Julia adds, me too, Alice. I would feel confused, angry at first. I have to figure it out. Yes. Marion is considering why goats act this way, says Anne. Yes. And Kimberly adds, I'd ask Bear and Yak if there's anything I could do, like tell Miss Dog. Yeah, good point. So you could ask these guys, do they need any help? Is there anything I can do to help you, like maybe tell Miss Dog or something else? Nice. Maybe for a last question, what was your favorite part of the story? Duncan says, when Goat was being nice. And Eric writes, friendship was preserved. Yes, those are two great points. At the end, when Goat realized what he had been doing was wrong and he brought the big box of cookies to kind of say sorry, yeah, then the friendship was healed. Sandro says when they were all eating the cookies at the end. Yeah, that's right, because then they were all friends again, and there was no more bad feeling among them. And Alice says, and they could share biking and movies and other things again. That's right. Yeah, because when Goat was doing the bad stuff, stealing the cookies, they probably didn't really want to hang out with Goat after church school. These guys probably felt kind of bad, and so they probably weren't doing so much bike riding together or watching DVDs together or other movies. And Juliet says, when I saw the cookies because they look good. Yeah, these are pretty good cookies. I would recommend you ask your parents to buy these for you. These are quite tasty. And then Julia says, it makes me think of communion. Yeah, that we share in feasting together, even when someone at church made me feel upset. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's a good question for everybody. If that makes sense, kind of similarity with communion, when in the church we all gather together and have a kind of special meal together, even though sometimes people in the church make mistakes or there could be sometimes there's bad feelings. Okay. Any final thoughts? Any final words before I close us with a brief prayer? So Duncan wonders if he could ask Miss Dog for another cookie after she lost hers. Yes. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, because there are more than enough cookies. So you could definitely ask Miss Dog for an extra. And then if Bear or Goat was your friend, you could give it to Bear or Goat. Bear or Yak, after Goat took the cookie. Yeah, good point. Well, it's been really nice to be with you all this morning. Thank you very much for having me and for having Shoko. Thanks to Shoko for helping. Thank you for spending some time with us and with our friends Yak, Goat, Bear, and Miss Dog. And before we end, I just want to close us with a short benediction, a short prayer. Okay? May God bless you and keep you this week. May God keep you safe and give you peace. Amen. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. It's been great to have you on this beautiful day. Hope you all have a great Labor Day weekend, and hope you stay safe and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.